Hi everybody, Brenna Baucum, Collective Wealth Planning. In this video, we're going to talk about the lump sum options available to you on your Oregon PERS benefit estimate and how to make sense of them. In a few of my videos and blogs, I've covered Oregon PERS options 1 through 3A, and these are the most common options that I see individuals choose from and why I've focused my attention there. I will link to a video up here that covers those options. And in that video, I warn about the lump sum pension options and state that they are appropriate only in very specific circumstances. And that is because they either reduce or remove the option for a lifetime pension from Oregon PERS. But my warning to proceed carefully with lump sum options shouldn't be mistaken as full disregard. Understanding your options is always a good idea. So let's dive more deeply into this lump sum PERS pension option. Oftentimes, when people hear about lump sum and that option, they think of the total lump sum that's available. This is a choice that pays out the entire account balance that you have and removes the pension benefit altogether. But as you will see on your benefit estimate, there are lump sum options that also come with a monthly benefit. So I'm going to pull up the sample benefit that is offered to you by Oregon PERS. I'm going to walk through it with you. If you have yours, grab it. So here I am on page 3 of the formal benefit estimate, and what we're going to talk about first is this top part here. So all lump sum options are based on your member balance. Above your pension option on page 3 of your formal benefit estimate, you're going to find at least 2 totals. You're going to find the current account balance and the projected account balance at retirement. And this is based on the retirement date that you entered in when you asked for this request. If you have a variable account, you're going to see that information listed here as well. And for all lump sum options, that variable account balance is going to be combined with your member account balance to make up the lump sum available to you at retirement. The lump sum formula is your final average salary times creditable service times a factor set by a statute. So that's 1% for general service employees and 1.35 for legislators, police officers, and firefighters. You can receive this lump sum all at once or in up to 5 consecutive annual installments. So this is the first element of your pension, your lump sum amount. It's the account balance here. These are the numbers we're going to be looking at, right? The second is the pension option that might be available to you. So as you look at these options mid-page, you're going to see 2 columns here. You're going to see no purchase and you're going to see with purchase. The with purchase column includes purchases that are available to you. This is often waiting time, available to most Tier 1 and 2 members. PERS offers you the ability to buy back the first 6 months that you worked for them before you were eligible to participate in the plan. In most cases, it's a relatively affordable upfront purchase that will increase your lifetime benefit and is worth considering. You will find the cost of your specific waiting time and any other purchases that are available to you on the last few pages of your benefit estimate. So let's take a look at these lump sum pension options. Again, these are the pensions available to you in addition to the lump sum amount listed above. Lump sum option 1, you get this lump sum amount and you receive this pension amount for your whole life. And when you die, that amount goes away, it disappears. Option 2 is going to provide you with this pension amount for your whole life. And when you die, your spouse receives the same amount, 100% of that benefit. Option 2A, similar to option 2, but if your spouse predeceases you, you have the option to move back up to this lump sum option 1 amount, which you can see is the higher amount. Option 3 is going to provide you with this pension amount for your life, and when you die, your spouse receives half. So you can see here it's a little bit higher than option 2 because PERS is committing to a bit less of a payout. So if you're wondering how these numbers come together, anytime PERS is on the hook to pay out more money over time, the benefit amount will be a little bit lower. Anytime they're saying, oh, it's just one life that we're insuring and that we're going to be paying for over time, the benefit amount is going to be higher. Option 3A, this is really similar to option 3, but you probably can guess based on what I said about 2, if your spouse predeceases you, you have the choice to move up to the lump sum option 1, that highest benefit for the lump sum choices that you have. So these 5 options mirror what's available to you on the left-hand side here of your benefit estimate, but they're lower in amounts because the lump sum payout that comes with this as well, right? So if you choose any of these partial lump sum amounts, your monthly benefit's going to be calculated using the money match method or the lump sum formula. PERS will give you whichever is greater. Finally, the total lump sum amount, also known as the double lump sum option, this eliminates your pension altogether. Instead, you receive this amount listed here, and that's a refund of your member account balance with a matching amount from your employer's account. I've had some clients try to hand calculate this, but as I mentioned in another video, I suggest getting a formal benefit estimate as soon as you're eligible and letting PERS dust off your file, update the calculations, ensure accuracy. This is going to give you the most meaningful numbers to do some serious retirement planning with. In any of these instances, the question is what to do with that lump sum amount. You can roll that over into a traditional IRA or into an eligible employer plan, or you can take it as cash. The cash option comes with a hefty tax bill, which is why PERS will automatically hold back 20% for federal withholding upon distribution. The total lump sum payout in cash is likely to have trickle-down impacts to your overall tax liability, Medicare IRMA surcharges, and many other elements that are connected. So like all choices, it should be carefully considered, and one I recommend consulting with your financial planner or your CPA before you make a decision. What you do with that lump sum will have a big impact on its ability to support you or not during retirement, and whether or not it's available to your heirs that you're passing. So let's go back to the sample estimate from PERS and look at a quick example of how the traditional pension options and choices with PERS differ from the lump sum options. I'm a member. She was born in 1965, making her 59 years old. So let's say that she is married and she chooses option 2A as her benefit amount with purchase, because even though her partner is a couple years older than she is, she really likes the security of knowing that he would receive 100% of her benefit should she die first. So if Ima lives for another 30 years, she's going to collect a little over $1 million in benefits. This is not including the 2% COLA. I just want to keep this example simple, but she would collect a little over $1 million. If her partner outlives her, that pension could pay out more than that over time because it continues on for his lifetime. If he passes before her, she can move on up to this option 1 amount. So there are a lot of safety nets here in terms of what this PERS pension benefit could do for Ima and her husband in their retirement planning and in their security. Of course, she and her husband could pass sooner than that and collect less in overall cumulative benefits from PERS over time. So let's compare this potential of the traditional option 2A with the lump sum purchase 2A choice. So if Ima were to collect this amount over her lifetime, she would have a total in pension benefits of $666,000, a little bit higher than that, again, not including the COLA. And like the traditional option 2A, she could step up to this option 1 if her husband were to predecease her, or he could continue collecting this amount if she were to pass first. So again, those safety nets are still here, but they're a little bit smaller, right, than they would be with this full traditional amount, and that's because of the lump sum amount. And this is the key. Determining whether or not these safety nets are large enough for Ima and her husband very much depends on what she does with this lump sum amount. If she takes that amount and puts it into a traditional IRA and invests it, it could grow. It could also drop, and it probably will do both depending on what she's invested in. If she uses it to invest in her nephew's tech startup and loses everything, there's no arguing that she's worse off. If rather than taking either of these 2A options, Ima opts for the total lump sum option amount altogether, the same opportunities and the same risks that she has are multiplied exponentially. The uncertainty of the lump sum is why I often caution clients before they make a decision. Most of my client families are looking to hone down on the unknowns as they move into retirement, particularly when it comes to income replacement and, in many cases, leaving W-2 employment for the first time. So all of this begs the question, who is the lump sum option for? Here are 3 scenarios where the lump sum option might make sense. The first might be for somebody who has serious health concerns. So if a member has a medical condition that significantly reduces their life expectancy, taking a lump sum might be the prudent choice, right? This member might not live long enough to receive substantial benefits from a lifetime pension, and the lump sum could provide them access to their accumulated funds to cover some medical expenses, improve their quality of life, or provide some financial support for their beneficiaries. A second scenario might be somebody whose partner has significant lifetime income, and an additional full amount of income from PERS from that benefit could be a tax burden. So, nice problem to have, right? So instead of receiving the larger fixed monthly payments, they might prefer a smaller benefit amount and invest that lump sum according to their personal financial goals and their risk tolerance. A third scenario might be somebody who has a significant amount of debt and needs to pay it off to achieve some financial stability in their lives. So if a member has accumulated, say it's high interest debt, like credit cards or personal loans, that lump sum can provide the immediate funds needed to take care of that and give them a clean slate. And this can help them to reduce overall interest payments that they have to make and improve that financial situation. As I mentioned, of course, this comes with a pretty significant tax implication to consider before making this choice. So there are situations where the lump sum payment can make sense, and as you can tell by these examples, they're pretty darn specific. I morbidly joke that if you know when you're going to die, I can hone in on precisely the perfect Oregon PERS pension option to choose, on the best Social Security claiming strategy, and the most efficient investment withdrawal plan. But of course, we don't know that. So whatever pension option that you choose, make sure it is one that's going to take care of you for the long haul. It fits your risk tolerance, and it offers some stability to your financial plan both today and 30 years from now. You can find a bunch of other Oregon PERS resources on my website and on my YouTube channel. If you have a specific question that you want me to dive into, please don't hesitate to reach out. If it's on your mind, it is probably on the mind of others as well. Thanks for watching.